How's it going, everybody? I am Preston Johnson.
Welcome to
Last Word Cheetah, brought to you by Bets TV.
As a general philosophy.
That's exactly right. You're a fish.
Qwan, by the way, my producer, Qwan Young, doing a good job. He'll be taking the calls. How you doing today, bud?
Hey, man, how are you?
We appreciate you guys tuning in. Welcome to the show, Bets TV, bringing you Last Word Cheetah. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Last Word Cheetah. It's Thursday. We're at the Bets TV studios in Southern California. Thank you, all of you, for tuning in. I am Preston Johnson, your host, hanging out with the Qwan Young, co-hosting and producing, and telling me that the link is working, even though for me, I don't know if it is. But we're trying something new, so we will see. When I go to my feed, it's not playing. People can click it, but I also don't know if people are, I don't know, not playing for me. I've tried two places. We will see. Numbers may be down today, sir. We'll find out. People know to call, though. 661-515-BETS. We take your calls. We talk them over. We got college football bowls, another week of NFL, hoops, both college and pro. We have a game tonight I actually like, a bet in the Lakers game against Memphis. And then we have the two Utah, Philadelphia, Denver, San Antonio as the others on the slate. Patrick was first, if I recall. Yeah, we can go ahead and put him through. Let's bring in Patrick. Patrick, what's up? How are you doing today? Hey, Patrick, you're on now.
Hello?
Qwan got you set up. What's up? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Let's get right into it. I'm going to jump on the Browns at -2.5 today, as I see this line starting to trickle closer to 3 at several shops. So the Browns have one of the most advantageous situational spots that you're ever going to see in the NFL this week. They're playing the Ravens back-to-back, sandwiched between their bye last week, while the Ravens are playing their second straight road game, and they're coming off that very physical game in Pittsburgh, which I think leaves them very vulnerable in this matchup. And the bye, it could not have come at a better time for the Browns, as they get an extra week to scheme specifically for this game, and they get Baker healthier as well, since he was so banged up over the last few weeks. And meanwhile, the Ravens, they were so banged up at the end of that Steelers game that Harbaugh basically said that he went for 2 as opposed to kicking the extra point to go to overtime, because his secondary was so depleted with Marlon Humphreys going down. So, I think all those factors really point to the Browns this game. And also, Lamar has just not been very good this year, especially the last 6 to 7 weeks. I was kind of doing a dive on this today. He's not registered a QBR greater than 43 since week 6, with 50 being average. And he's been sacked more this year than any other quarterback, which that really bodes well for Myles Garrett and the Browns' defensive line. So I think this is really a chance for the Browns to make their move in the North. And I think they're really putting emphasis on this game. And I think they win and cover as long as Baker doesn't implode, which he can do. So, but I think the Browns will play this week.
I'll tell you this. Do you remember when Lamar Jackson, for whatever reason and for no reason, did a front flip into the end zone and landed on his back?
Probably wasn't the smartest thing, yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, there was actually a report that he did hurt himself when he did that, and they were trying to keep it on the lowdown. And then I think he has since...
Before they played the Lions, yeah.
Is that when it was, when it came out? Okay. Then since that, he actually hurt his foot. He looks... Look, he's fast, but he looks slower than what we're used to seeing, which is his biggest strength and skill set. Guys are catching him from behind. He's just not as elusive when he does start running. I think he probably isn't 100%. And the fact that you compound that with the fact they just don't have running backs anyways, and now they don't have a secondary, I'm with you on Cleveland. I'd be surprised if it didn't get to 3, because even the numbers people out there at this point that are just maybe not modeling player positions and just doing team rankings of some sort and power ratings that way, they have to at least account to okay, there's enough defenders out and enough scout team running backs playing that we should probably make adjustments. So yeah, I'm with you. I think Cleveland's the side, and hopefully it cashes.
Yeah, especially like I said, I think you even have to add a point to the Browns just because of the situational spot, because it's so beneficial to them, as opposed to what the Ravens are coming off of.
I'm pretty sure there's some record. I don't really do trends much, but I've heard the last couple of years, whoever plays the Steelers covers the next week at a 43% clip or something, going back 14 or 15 seasons, like just because of the way the Steelers have played defensively and they really bring it to you. And then you do know it's true. The Ravens-Steelers matchup it's a rivalry. They go at it. It's physical. I'm not against you, man. I think you're right. Cleveland's the side, especially under the 3.
All right. Well, let's hope Baker holds up and doesn't do anything stupid. So,
like you said, not a lock of any sort in that regard.
No.
Take it easy.
Never
Patrick.
is. It never is. All right. Bye.
See ya.
It used to be a really great rivalry. It's tapered down so much.
I feel like same thing with the NBA too. The in-game regular season, game-to-game rivalries just aren't as
No pizzazz.
hyped up.
Yeah.
In college, it's there still, but the NBA, you have guys resting all the time. NFL, they don't really care. Let's just get to the playoffs and keep our quarterback healthy. Like it's just kind of a different narrative now. Who's up next?
Very one-sided too. We got Jim in Philly.
How's it going, Jim? How are you doing today?
Good. I feel a lot better after with my Browns pick, the way Patrick broke that down. So
You picked it
good job by
yesterday.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Actually, real quick too, it's funny you just mentioned about playing the Steelers in the week after. I almost looked into that this week because that was just a thought in my head. Like, I wonder how teams play after playing Pittsburgh. So it's just kind of funny how you brought that up.
I know I never actually, so even when you see people tweet or write it in an article or say it on TV, I never actually spend the time to go double check it. So it could be totally bogus, but I feel like over the last 2 or 3 years, I've heard that multiple times. So there's probably some sort of truth to it. If it's not 43%, maybe it's 44 or 45, but regardless, it's something worth noting. So anyways, what are you looking at for today?
I'm looking at the game tonight. I was talking a little bit about it in the Discord with Paul, but he kind of gave me the push to go with the over in this game. Actually, I see I'm at 0.96 units. It's bothering me. So I see a over 45.5 at plus 105 at BetMGM. I actually just took it myself.
Hold on a second. I'm either mishearing or I'm mental today. What game are you looking at?
Tonight.
The night game, the NFL game tonight.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said New Orleans. Did I mishear him?
I think you misheard.
Okay. I was looking at New Orleans and I was like, there's no 45.5. I got it. So you want plus 105 on the 45.5.
Yeah, to sell off a couple points.
Got it. You're not concerned about no Thielen, I believe, for Minnesota or the fact that it's the Steelers?
No, I've just been watching these teams today. It's just their defenses are not very good at all. And I've also seen with the Steelers, they're so dependent on T.J. Watt, to do everything for them. Their secondary is not very good. The Vikings defense isn't very good either. They really miss their 2 defensive ends, Everson Griffin, and especially when Daniil Hunter went down, they just can't get any pass rush. It's a game where these teams are experts at playing up the competition and down the competition. So I kind of expect it to be close and kind of go back and forth.
Okay.
And one last thing was the Steelers play a lot of games, especially a lot of their road games were in shitty weather conditions and a lot of road division games. This defense in a dome like Minnesota, I think is really going to show its true colors. When they lit up 41 to the Chargers. So I like both teams to score plenty tonight, and that's why I'm taking it.
It's interesting. I'm curious how Pittsburgh will actually attack Minnesota. 31st in the NFL against the run. Only the Chargers are worse, and everyone knows they're the worst by far in the NFL by now. So it'll be interesting. Theoretically, if they have success, game will be slower. They're running the football. But on the flip side, Pittsburgh, for the first time in a long time, has a below-average pass defense. So don't hate it. Selling the points for a little extra plus money. We will lock you in, man. Good luck tonight.
All right, later.
Take care. Next.
We got Evan.
Evan, how's it going, man? Welcome back to the show.
Hey, Preston. How you doing? Thank you.
I'm doing well. Yeah, what are you looking at for today?
I'm going to do a 2-team teaser. I'm going to tease Army and Sam Houston State in the FCS.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, hold on a second. Army won, obviously. It's such a low total. I've seen people talking about that a little bit. Playing Navy. Hold on, waiting for... You can get it down to 1 because it is 7 some spots, so you can get them down to 1. And then Sam Houston State, you also can get down to 1. And for college, it's plus 100, even money on those. What's the Sam Houston State angle? Do you follow FCS or not really?
Not too much, but they're just the number 1 seed, and I think they'll just do work at home.
Fair enough. Total isn't too high in that game, 48-49 in the market. That works for me, man. Good luck. Something to sweat still now on Saturday.
Exactly. And, good call on Alonzo Ball yesterday.
Man, it turned into a blowout. He didn't even end up playing full minutes because it was like a 20-point game the whole second half, but luckily got there anyway.
Yeah, I went and I put some pizza money on the triple-double, but I did play over 27 points, rebounds, assists after hearing you talk about it. So it worked out well for everyone involved.
Glad to hear it, man. You take it easy. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Preston. Have a good one.
Bye. Who do we got?
Good to see when the callers hit something. We got Hayden in Dallas.
Hayden, welcome back to the show, man. How are you doing today?
Yo, what's up? I'm doing okay. I lost 3 college basketball bets by the hook last night, including the Indiana game. I don't know if you saw that. They were up by like a bajillion points.
Yeah, I heard about it.
And then Wisconsin came back and won by 5, and I had 4.5. I mean, it was absolutely criminal.
I think Wisconsin won the second half by like 22 or 24 or something like that, if I recall. And that's hard to lose that one, man. And to have 4.5 in your pocket, even if there is a comeback, it's landing 1 through 4 anyway so often. Oh, yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But, new day. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm going down with my buddies to Austin, and we're going to the Baylor game. So, yeah, taking off tomorrow, so it'll be nice.
What are you looking at for tonight?
I'm looking at this Texas Seton Hall line, actually. I think Texas opened -2, and now they're +1. That doesn't make any sense.
+1.5 at a few spots. Sharper.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll because I don't know. I was looking at the Dak prop that I couldn't get in yesterday, and I don't see anything on Bet Online. So I think just today I'm going to take Texas money line then.
Okay. We will go money line. Let me just see what the price is. +105.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Cool. We will lock it in. We can re-loop back on Dak tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm watching the Watford game with a couple buddies, 2 to 4. So I'll just text in. I'll text in the Discord.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
Sounds good. Take it easy.
All right. Have a good weekend. See ya.
What is up?
We got Carlos.
Carlos, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
Good, Preston. I guess Cornell was not the way to go. It's destroyed. I'm gonna go away from the hardwood a little bit and go back to if I had taken first touchdown with Harris, I'd probably be in the lead right now. But I'm going to D.D. Westbrook anytime touchdown tonight. No,
just a second.
And I think
I'm going to pull that up.
Yeah.
You know the price that you're looking at?
I do not. I may have saw 7 to 1, but
7 to 1 is where I'm looking. It's any score, right? Yeah. Not first TD.
Any score, yeah. Any score, yeah. I think.
What's the angle here?
Out, you got Jefferson. Just Thielen being out. I mean, you got Jefferson, who who's good as well. Osborne and then him. So I feel like he may get in the box. And I forgot who the first caller was. I like the over as well. So maybe it'd be some points. So maybe you can get a touchdown.
Fair enough. We will lock it in, Carlos. Plus 700, DD to score. Good luck tonight. Hopefully there's a lot of points.
All right. Take care.
See ya. I still don't see it playing in my Twitter feed. I don't know why it's showing on yours, but not mine. So if it's dependent on someone's browser or something, then yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Who's up next?
We got OG John.
OG John, what is going on? How are you doing today?
Good, Preston. How are you guys in there?
Doing well, man. Thank you. What are you looking at to bet today?
Good. I'm going to double down on. I took KJ Osborne for first-time touchdown. I'm going to double down on him and take anytime touchdown tonight. I really think it could be an outbreak, good game for him. I was going to go 2 touchdowns. I think I'm just going to go any touchdown.
Carlos just called in and went with D.D. Westbrook.
Yeah, I heard it.
That's similar
that's
angle.
Not bad. That's not a bad call.
Yeah.
But honestly, they haven't. KJ wasn't getting a lot of looks in the red zone when he was the third receiver, so I passed on that. But I think this guy could have a breakout game tonight. He really looked good last week.
So you want 3 touchdowns, 100 to 1?
No. I was just going to do any time.
I know. Plus 280.
Anytime.
Plus 280 is
280.
the price.
That's a fair price. I like that. I may bet that too. Where was that at?
FanDuel has it.
FanDuel. Okay, I'll see if I can get in on that. I like that bet actually, just for a regular bet. So
I will double check it's actually there. The query prop shop said it's plus 280. It's usually pretty dated, or excuse me, it's up to date.
I think they were the highest. I did see plus like 180s, and they were plus 250 or something like that. I remember. I haven't checked it in a couple hours.
Yeah, plus 280 right now. Still there.
That's a nice
FanDuel.
price. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds
Cool,
good.
man.
I may jump on that right now. You take
Good
care.
luck tonight.
Yep. All right, thanks.
See
Bye.
ya. If he hits first TD, Qwan, and this, do you remember what first TD was at?
Plus 12.
He got it 12 to 1?
Yep.
Okay, interesting. All right, who's up next?
We got Christian in Oregon.
All right, Christian, welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
Doing good. I mean, last week was a really, really down week, like personally for, betting. So I felt like I needed to take a few days off, but I feel pretty good now.
It's good. It happens. It's okay to take a few days away. I've done it before in my past. I'm trying to remember how. Sorry, I'm kind of going sidetracked because I think it's interesting, just like kind of the psychology of being a gambler, and after you have a really bad week, like different people react differently. And I was always like, go take a day away. Actually, if anything, like treat yourself, like go get a nice bottle of wine or go get a nice meal. Like try to like bring happiness back and a good attitude back. Because if you bring that back though, even though you're actually spending more money, even though you just lost a bunch of money and had a bad week, it shapes your mindset closer to where it should be to make decisions. And I usually would find myself really never taking more than like one day away, but it happens. Glad to have you back though, regardless. Are you looking at college hoops?
I'm gonna go college. Going back, I think it helps a lot. Like just for me, I went through all of November like plus like 7 units every week, and it was going great. And then I went like down 7 units, and for some reason to me that felt like the end of the world, and I just felt like I needed to just stop. I don't know why. I mean, I'm still doing really well, but
yeah, that is interesting. If the last 5 weeks you're plus 21 units because you won 7 a week for 4 and lost 7, like it shouldn't really affect you much. But you got to do what you got to do. It's all good.
Yeah, I hate losing, but hopefully
that's the whole thing is losing hurts way more than winning feels good, and so it's just part of like the whole
it really
gambling
does.
psychology. Yeah.
But for tonight, there's something fishy going on in this game, and I'm looking at Iowa and Iowa State. There is something so weird going on here. Like everything points towards Iowa State. Like I feel like I should take Iowa State no problem because it's a home game.
They're undefeated.
Yeah, but they started out +2, and now they're all the way down to plus like 5.5 on some books. Like Iowa's now favored like -5, and So there, I think I'm gonna, you know, I think I'm gonna sniff this out and go Iowa for
Wait a second.
-5.
So you're betting on what you think is a fishy line, and you're paying the premium on the side that looks so fishy, and you disagree with it so much that you're actually going to take the other side?
Yeah, no, I think I think it should be in reverse. I feel like Iowa State should be the one that's -5.5 right now. But
So then why are you going to lay 10 points worse on the team that's on the road that's laying 5.5?
Because I feel like Vegas knows something, man. There's just something.
They don't know.
But
there's a chance there's some COVID thing happening and it's moved a couple of points, but it's already been represented in the market now anyway. There's also a chance. I know most like Torvik and KenPom have Iowa really high. They have them rated a better team than Iowa State. Now they're on the road though, so you got to compare. But
that's interesting.
But
okay,
generally, I think Iowa State's a worse team than Iowa, like on a neutral. Is this a little bit high? Is there something I haven't been following day to day as closely? Are there any Cyclones players out, or is everyone in? Like, has there been any news about that today?
No, not that I've seen. I can't see anything that would say otherwise. But that's the thing. The guy that I follow like pretty heavily, Greg Peterson on Twitter. I mean, he has Iowa State -5, but he does do this thing where it's like if he has something like 10 points off, like with the total or the spread, he tends to be wrong. And this happens to be the case. So that's another reason why I'm kind of fading him in a way.
Let me just look something up for you. So, for example, Torvik thinks this line should be like Iowa -2. That's where KenPom is. That's where it opened. It's been bet up. I'll dig in a little bit more on the side and see if there's some sort of injury or something. But
yeah, I don't know. I could be shooting myself in the foot because it's such a fishy game, and even then, I'm not that confident in it. And yet, I'm still going this way.
My guess is he's just way too high on Iowa State because I don't even know if they're like top 50 team this year.
I don't know. I can't say I've watched a lot of Iowa State.
They're undefeated, but
I should look at their schedule and see who they've actually even played. Yeah, this is the worst research game I've ever done right now, and I'm already
they beat
I'm
Creighton.
the least confident.
That was their most recent game. They beat Creighton, so maybe a little bit of credit for that. They beat them by 6, but it's not like Creighton's that special this year, anyways, either. And then besides that, it's pretty sparse, I guess is the word.
Yeah, they beat Memphis, beat Xavier. No, I'll stick with Iowa. I'm just gonna stick with it. I've already claimed it. I've already said it. If I don't want to. I mean, might as well go in on what I already said. So
Don Best doesn't have any injuries listed. I googled a little, don't see anything. So maybe you're right, but then usually if I think there's a line that's pretty far off, I definitely am not chasing the worst of it. So I think that's the difference ultimately on your theory. If there's any credibility to it, it would have been, though, betting the -2 or 2.5 or 3. But you just can't lay 5 now. There's 1 4.5, by the way, at Pinnacle, which you're fading Pinnacle now too. Good luck with that long term. I can't get behind it, but I will lock you in for the 4.5 -112, and wish you luck.
All right.
Talk to you later on, man. See ya.
All right. Well, thanks. See ya.
There's a lot of support for the mental health of gambling.
In the chat?
Yeah. Kristen.
We should have people tell their stories.
Yeah, we had Patrick says it's not talked about enough. And
maybe that should be my new show.
Yeah, Jim says we need an inner circle for Kristen. So there's a lot of support.
Look, I've seen plenty of people talk about that on Twitter before, or friends ask me, for example, this line makes no sense. There was one, I'm trying to remember. There was a Michigan game earlier this year. You guys remember? People that are listening, you'll remember. There was a Michigan game against, maybe it was Wisconsin. Wisconsin looked so bad, and Wisconsin didn't cover anyways. But everyone was like, This looks so easy. Like Michigan, of course, is just going to thrash Wisconsin. Like this line makes no sense. I think that was the matchup. And I was like, look, if you react to the last 2 weeks, like sure, like the Notre Dame Wisconsin box score was weird though. Dig in a little bit. Like Wisconsin's not that bad. I think right now I have Wisconsin like a top 6 or 7 team in the country in my numbers, which people might think is crazy, but I mean they're good. Point being, I know people that were like, this makes no sense, so I'm going to bet Wisconsin. I was like, wait, well, you just said Michigan's going to crush them. And there's so many people that they just think Vegas knows the future, and they just don't. I promise you. They're taking action. They're moving based on action, but Vegas does not actually know what's going to happen in advance. It's not fixed. It's happened before, but then Vegas still doesn't know. They're just moving, again, based on the market and the action. And that's the other thing then is if the market does know something, if Iowa State has 2 starters out because they have COVID and it's just not there yet, it's already moved 3.5 points. You can't lay 5.5 now anyway. If you got 2 or 3, great. It's just you can't pay the premium. So even if you're ahead, you got to be ahead of the time of the move. You can't chase the steam. That's the end of my soliloquy. Who's up next?
We got nobody right now.
All right.
We got some chat bets. Hunter wants Chase Claypool anytime TD for plus 225.
Okay. Let me just double check. That's the best price. Do. Anytime you said?
Yep.
Plus 230.
Plus 230. Bob Loblaw wants Justin Jefferson anytime TD for minus 105. He said he saw that. FanDuel, I think.
What was it again?
Anytime TD Justin Jefferson on DraftKings, sorry.
Minus 115?
Minus 105, but it's minus 115 now.
I see 115 now at FanDuel, yeah. Pretty sure he responded to me. Yeah, Bob, you knew exactly. A tweet earlier today, he knew about, perhaps I suppose, one of the greatest skate punk, pop punk albums of my young day by the band Rufio.
I saw you say something. I thought you were talking about Hook Rufio.
Well, that's what the band's named after. And the very first track they ever released, they intro
from Hook,
the audio of the scene where Rufio's sliding on the thing, skateboarding, and he flips off, and everyone's like, Rufio, oh, and then they play this like really crazy cool guitar lick right out of it. And I was hooked ever since.
I might you were hooked. I see what you did there.
That was an accident. I'm not a punter. I'll just play it for you real quick. Actually, you could just pull it up, and then it would play better on the stream.
Yeah,
I'll
set it up. We got Brian from New York right now.
What's up, Brian? Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Preston. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Just 1 second, Qwan. I'll. Do you need the link? Can I text it to you, or email better?
Email.
Okay. Which one?
Bets TV.
All right, Brian. What's up, man? What are you looking at for today?
It looks like I took a bad number. I just bet earlier in the day under 44 tonight. But so I'm going to lock in the under just with a better number now. Kind of surprised to see it go against me, but actually I probably shouldn't be. But yeah, I still like the under it. I think I see a 45 out there.
Yeah, someone else called in and liked over as well, Jim, I believe. Let me just go ahead and pull it up. What's the email for Bets TV? You have a Bets TV or the Qwan one? Oh, okay, the actual Bets TV one. I didn't know you. I was like, you have a Bets TV email. It's news for all of us. So 45, we can give you when lock it in. What's your angle? I'm just curious. Outside of it's going against you, do you have any reasoning you liked under to begin with?
Well, it looks like Cook's going to play. I think that'll actually lead to an under more so than an over. I think they'll be more so apt to run the ball. Thielen's out. Minnesota's getting a few of their defensive players back, and Pittsburgh's defense is just good in general. I see a low-scoring game tonight.
Okay. We will lock it in, man. You got the 45 in your pocket, and we will talk to you later on.
Awesome. Thank you, Preston.
Right, take care. Good luck tonight. Do. All right, I sent it. It's good. You got a what?
We got another chat bet. It is Hunter B wants Kirk Cousins first TD at 4,500.
The old Cousins sneak, huh? First TD. Let me just double check. He wants. What was the price?
Plus 45.
I can give him 40-1 plus 4,000. Do not see a 45 on the general poll here. How many times has Kirk Cousins rushed for a touchdown?
We also got Jamie in Atlanta up.
All right, Jamie, you can patch him through. Welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I got word that I got a promotion at work, so
you can fly out here more frequently?
I was going to say, I got to get more creative on how I sneak off to call last word Cheetah during the day, because I'll have a team reporting to me now. Hey, sorry, guys, I got to go. Man, he goes to the bathroom every day at 4 o'clock.
Well, congrats on the promotion either way. Nice work.
Thank you. So, but I've got until next year, till January 1st, so keep calling in, sneaking away, firing off these show bets for now. Not that I've ever come close to winning the contest, but just means I'm due per Carlos, right?
Never going to win it now.
So, I was looking at college football. Houston plus 3.5. I think there's like 1 or 2 still kind of hanging out there.
Sure, let me pull it up and check for you. What's the thought process?
I've heard that Auburn may have some opt-outs, just kind of some guys I follow who are more on the personnel side, kind of follow recruiting, even a little bit of like pro grading kind of thing. Just said that Auburn, has some guys who should be available for the draft who may want to opt out. So he was kind of projecting based off who he thought would play and then what the line should be. And just with the Auburn opt-outs, he's expecting that Houston may even go off favored. So it opened 3, moved 3.5, which I think would be fair if Auburn had a full team. Now that buyback has kind of come back down to 3. There's not been any official news that I've seen yet, but also Finley's pretty banged up, and they don't have a backup to him because Nix is definitely out. So, I think Finley will still play. I don't think he's going to opt out, but if he isn't 100% or if he gets hurt during the game, they're down to a walk-on. So, just kind of all that put together.
It's interesting trying to decide how much home field to give Auburn for a game in Alabama versus University of Houston. Theoretically, there isn't going to be much of it. I think Auburn's just slightly better than Houston on a neutral anyways. So I can get behind. There's 3.5 that I see left. If you can get the hook on a 3, I don't hate it, especially if you are confident there's going to be a few more Auburn guys opting out in the meantime. The number's a little bit tall.
Houston travels better. I would guess Houston travels better for that game if there's going to be many fans traveling at all. I'd have to look up, what's the date of that game? 27th?
28th.
I can't remember. 28th. So it's kind of that in between. If that was one of those games that's played on Christmas or Christmas Eve, it'd be an empty stadium. There will be some people at that game, but
you're right though. For Auburn fans, it's like a downgrade for what they could have been. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Maybe they just don't even go to the game because why would they go play the Birmingham Bowl? Yeah.
I don't know what the Houston alumni is looking like to show out for that either, but more the opt-out angle than anything. So.
Cool. We'll lock it in, man. Good luck.
Sounds good. Yep. See you guys.
Take care. Can't believe we're going to lose Jamie. He's got too much on his plate starting January 1st. Rest in peace.
He can sneak off to the bathroom time to time.
Carlos does it. Jamie can do it.
He does it too. I'm sorry to blow his cover. That's what he told me when I picked him up. He said I take a couple bathroom breaks to sneak out and make the calls.
Sharp. That's how all the pros do it. You got anyone online, or are you going to play this song?
We're going to play the song.
All right. If you can. You got to get it from the beginning if you're watching this. There you go. Pretty good guitar work.
Yeah.
Total like nasally, like pop punk guy. He's like 18.
I'm about to go get my feelings right now.
But I heard that intro because I love the Hook movie. I heard that intro and then they just come in with a guitar riff and I was hooked, as I said. But all their stuff's really good. One of my favorite bands when I was a kid. I remember where I was sitting. My friend, her name's Jenny. She's way into punk rock. Back in the day, we were in 7th grade, I think junior high. She came over, and back in that day, there was actually a site, I think, called mp3.com, where you would go and like find new music on it. And she's like, this just popped up. Like, it's this new band called Rufio. And I was like, why? And we were sitting on my couch, and she played it, and the rest was history.
How many artists or like mp3.com was big for me in college? Like that, those easy access downloads. How many you think like broke from just putting their songs on MP3?
Oh, a ton. It was like I don't know. It's just so like obvious now. You have all these platforms you can put your music. Back then, it was basically mp3.com for any indie artist.
Yeah.
Because no one even had MySpaces yet. That was 4 or 5 years before MySpace or Facebook. Which was a few years after that. So I'm not sure. Like Pure Volume was another one I used called purevolume.com, but that was more like the punk rock scene. But yeah, it was mp3.com. It's just like where you go to find anyone that put up music for free that anyone could listen to, which was kind of a novel concept at the time. It's like, wait, you're giving out your music for free. It's like, well, how else are people going to hear it? And so that's where the kids went.
We got Christian checked in the chat. He wants to switch his pick to Seton Hall money line.
Well, now we all know what to do. Hammer the hell out of Iowa. We're winning this thing by 20. I'll let them switch, although someone else like Texas money line.
We got Patrick. Patrick is really excited about the Rufio song.
Has he never heard Rufio before? Because he was back in the day.
I think he says he loves it.
No, but ask him, Patrick, to text in the chat, because I know you went to a bunch of shows, but you're also, no offense, a little bit maybe early to when Rufio entered the picture.
I'll take the starting line. Hello, Houston.
I mean, I know who the starting line is.
Oh.
But so like he was bigger on like the drive-through bands. Newfound Glory he's mentioned before on the show. Yeah, that's another drive-through band. But if he's never heard Rufio, start Perhaps I Suppose. That's the first track on it. Listen through it, and then they actually got really signed by a label after that, and the production quality gets a lot better on their last couple albums. And then they just broke up after, a lot of those bands do after I think 4. But spend some time this weekend, next week, and dig in. The catalog for Rufio is phenomenal. It's just one of the catchier pop punk bands of that era, and that song's faster. It's more like skate punk, old school. A lot of their other stuff's a little more mellow. That isn't as like I'm gonna go mosh in the pit right now. So, anyways,
he also said LimeWire destroyed 2 of his laptops, just like
LimeWire, all the viruses. You had the
Bill Clinton
McAfee pop-ups every few minutes.
Kazaa and High School Memories have just got dropped in here.
I remember Kazaa as well. Kazaa, I think, was supposed to be a better, smoother LimeWire, which it was for like a couple days.
All horrible.
They were all bad.
He says he knows Rufio, wasn't a huge fan, but he liked that riff.
I'm surprised he wasn't a fan. That's Yeah, people sometimes just can't get over the nasally vocals of a ton of those bands. So if you can't do that, then that's fine. But the guitar work from Rufio, the bassist, track 2, the song right after that one on the album, has one of the best intros for a bass riff ever. Just ridiculous. The bassist got a little more famous after Rufio and another separate band that was more like pop. But anyways,
we got a few chat plays. Actually, Jim made a joke. Texas Iowa parlay.
Well, for sure, he switches the seat and all. We know Texas is winning, and we know Iowa's probably going to cover now anyway. I didn't even give him a price. I'm pretty sure you can find -110, but let me just double check that. -112. -112 is the best.
We got Paul wants Monmouth and St. John's over 154.
Okay. We can give you that. Let me just make sure there's not a better price. 154. Well, yeah, 154 is the best.
And then we got Ty wants, it's a UFC bet, which check out MMA Labology coming up here in a few hours. I do on Thursday. Derek Minner to win by KO, TKO, DQ, plus 800 on DK.
Will they be talking about that tonight, you think?
I believe so.
There you go.
And Jim says, give Christian some NBA picks, which should be, he retorted with, I only bet live.
Lakers under 224 was the against the Grizzlies. I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. 223.5. The other two games, I don't have anything. But that was the one NBA edge. I don't know if people knew this, but, I mean, the market, for one, I do think the Lakers' defense has been slightly better. They have LeBron back. They've also been playing quite a bit slower since he got back, for what it's worth. And it's not just Russell Westbrook going up and down and turning it over or scoring quickly or getting fouled, and then the defense has been worse on the other end because they're giving up transition, blah, blah, blah. But the worst defense in the NBA before Ja Morant got hurt and has been out, and now he's in like health and safety protocols, was the Memphis Grizzlies. Since then, they're the best defense in the NBA. So it's partly a play on the market, I think, catching up to Memphis's defense, which was probably unlucky to be the worst, even anyways, at that point in time. They've really tightened it up. So just got to go with it. I had it closer to where it opened. Playing against a move up should be, in my opinion, just under 220. Getting 4 points on a total in that range. Just got to fire. So
we got Mike in New Jersey. He's probably listening to the show, or was listening. He wants KJ Osborne to score 2 TDs tonight, and he sees it at plus 224 on FanDuel.
Three TDs was 100-1. He's seeing 24-1.
Yep.
That's what I think I remember when I was looking earlier. So that's fine. He wants it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
The KJ Osborne game.
It's possible. Steelers defense not as good.
It's I was reading some stuff on FTN last night. Everybody's so afraid. I'm so afraid. Like, I think Jim said it, or whoever, is like they play up and down to their competition, and so do the Vikings. And I want to make a play tonight. But it's like, what the hell do you do? Who do you trust in this situation?
I don't know. Usually you don't force it. You just pass. Unless you find the super reverse value play like Iowa State, where it's off 10 points, so therefore you play the fishy side. I'm really intrigued now to see how that game ends up, and we talked them out of it. Just for sure, Iowa's just going to crush from the get-go.
I believe Zimmer is gone this year, after this year.
After this game?
You would think after the Lions game. That's nasty.
Well, you get like one shot after you lose to the Lions, and if you lose that one too, basically ends the season. Just got an interesting text. think we should just wrap it early. I don't want to sit here rapping without phone calls because we do have day 2 of Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire. Yesterday, Harden did not go over 49.5 points, rebounds, assists. Norman Powell did not either. But Lonzo Ball did, therefore the non-pickers also lost. There were 3 that chose Lonzo, I believe, or did it end up being 4?
4.
Vic B maybe added it at the end.
Christian,
Okay.
in Tennessee, Paul, and Evan.
So 4 get Lonzo Ball correctly going over his point, rebound, assist total. We're going to do something tonight in the NFL. I haven't decided yet, so I can spend the next 10 minutes working on that with Qwan. It'll be a slight underdog. Maybe we'll do some alt lines. Maybe it's a prop. Maybe it's touchdown scorers or something like that. We'll dig in. We'll do that. We don't have tail ends today because there's no actual college football games for Pikachu. So R.I.P. Pikachu, our friend. I hope you're doing well and alive and not falling off of scooters and breaking your jaw. That happened a couple weeks ago. You remember that?
That was a couple months ago. What?
Yeah. He's good now.
Time flies.
But also that's not why he speaks with the microphone thing, I don't think. But the jaw thing, he was drinking for like a week and a half straight. That's all. Couldn't open it.
It's a depressing thing to hurt. I flipped off the scooter last year. I think I told that story.
Yes, you did that same day. Forgot about that, actually. All right, cool. We'll wrap it up. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with Who Wants to Be Betting Extraordinaire Day 2. 4 people with a chance to win $25K. Appreciate those that called in. Going over games on Last Word Cheetah. Tomorrow is Friday. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. As usual, we'll be here. Bets TV Studios. Thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.